Alright, welcome back. Last time, we started our conquests, first conquering Zungar, which, after Yuan fell to Shamanist rebels and transformed to Yuan, yeah, they were released. So I went ahead and annexed them. Despite the fact that they warned me, and are still warning me, they were not in the position to do anything. They weren't willing to do so from, well, a lot of reasons. I also tried to invade Transoxiana and subjugate them into a personal union. Well, due to a long list of circumstances, that didn't work. Specifically, my Khan got captured. So, basically there was a regent, sorta, that took over. And the end result was that once I successfully completed the peace deal, there was a ruler change, and because of the rules of EU4, the personal union broke. So I have to wait until, well, for about 3 years until the truce ends, so I can try subjugating them again. But I can't do that because I lack the casus belli for it. In order to subjugate them, I need to have a certain level of willpower from the ruler, I think, which is not good. I need a better ruler stat. I don't have that. Not right now, not later. I'm also dealing with separatists, which is also great. Sufis preach against heresy and corruption. Sufi sheiks and mullahs were quick to point out when Mongol society had lost its way, tolerating idolaters and heretics, concentrating too much on wealth and not enough on God, or turning a blind eye to casual sin. They were all common complaints. When a charismatic leader spoke out against the Quan, it was time to take action. One option was to crack down on sin and liberalism, and another was to take action against critics. Jalalabad. See how that looks. Yikes! This German is here plus presence, turmoil. There's not enough dev. Because it gives culture to accept them. At all, there's not enough dev for this culture for me to be able to accept them. There's enough Tajik though. I do have Chagatai accepted, but not old Uyghur. Mongol's my primary culture. Oirad is, well, yeah. Ah, what the heck. Reject the fundamentalist doctrine. Becoming even less accepted of the Buddhist of the Mahayana center is a bad idea. I need more time in order to convert it to Muslim. Tribal succession crisis. Yeah. Well, at least that means I should get the subjugation castle spelling against Transoxiana. Right, okay, thing is, I'm dealing with a lot of issues at the moment. Turmoil, nationalist organizing. So even if I wanted to, it's a terrible idea to do anything. Pagans, Dharmics, and Buddhists. Actually, how many Dharmics do I have in control? That's Zoroastrian, I don't think that even counts. Right, is that considered Dharmic? Because... as far as I can tell, my only minorities are Shamanist, Mahayana Buddhism, and Zoroastrian. Zoroastrian even a... I'm gonna assume that Zoroastrian is the religion being referred to, so I can just... go against them in order to get a little boost to missionary strength. And let's get the Jizaya. Definitely from the Buddhists, they're way too large for me to consider at the moment. I need to get rid of the... Crazy selfish. I need to get rid of other stuff first. I also need to deal with Horde Unity, which is improving now that the administrative skill is doing well, as well as my stability. And I have a plenty of prestige to work with. This is excellent. However, it is rapidly reducing. Shortage of missionaries is one of the big issues. Uncontested, of course, is also a problem. However, these friendly separatists have been helping out with that. Hopefully, Yuan isn't too much trouble with other things in order for this to be the case. Aha! I now have no care for the separatists. Instead, it shifted to... it comes... what? Okay. There is no unrest from anything other than, well, intolerance and whatnot. Yeah, swap it. Even when CE comes, it won't be an issue for long enough to be troublesome. Tributary state of Ming. But they won't interfere. What? Okay, so they're allied to Yuan. Not Yuan, but Li and Yuan is still warning me. And they're warned by Ming. So even if besides, there's no easier way to get to them. Snow wasteland route, so I would assume there's no way past these mountains here. Actually, I haven't checked in a while. Am I able to reach anywhere else? I can reach Mongolia now. Excellent. Will help Because all the trade power is Yuan is currently directing all the outflowing trade power down to the Huanghe Basin, which is almost all the value in the node. I were to click this button to transfer trade. Once it reaches there, a much larger portion, well, a portion of it will start flowing into the Western Siberia node, which is my home node. Of course, this will take time, and we'll see. Yep, 1.56 is now flowing to here. Since I have half the power of the node, I'm getting half of that benefit. Plus also the plus 10%, the extra money from getting an extra plus 10% trade power. No, plus 5% trade power from, well, the flow from Mongolia. Question of Bolza. The Quran prohibits alcohol, or does it? That question is being raised by the ulema, who argue that the Quran is violating Sharia law by allowing dhimmi to sell bolza to Muslims. Bolza is a traditional drink similar to beer, made by shopkeepers and merchants who turn a profit selling the drink to travelers and soldiers. However, the Quran explicitly states that wine and gambling are an abhorrence. The ulema demand the Quran do its duty and ban the trade. Allow the trade. It specifically says wine and gambling. Beer is not the same thing as wine. Of course, if Muhammad didn't know about the existence of beer at the time he wrote that statement, or it was not considered a common drink, but that's interpretation. Everything about religious writings is interpretation. Everyone has their own interpretation on how things occur. Okay, they finally revolted, and it doesn't seem to be that bad. I should not give the ruler military command. That raises his death chance. I don't want him to be able to die at least this quickly. I want him to die at around the time his heir is ready to take over, because I want to get rid of this tribal succession crisis unrest. At the very least, there's enough time for it to not be a guaranteed victory immediately. So I can just walk in, see where they leave to, and it's probably going to be Osh, of all the things I would expect it to be Osh, or Jalal-Abad. Those are the two possibilities. Unless I stack wipe them just like that. Okay. I also need to see if that triggered modifier goes away, which would not be good, but... Yeah, okay, I'm over the land force now, I'm certain. By only one, though. So, let's drop into infantry. Got 85% cavalry to infantry ratio. Possible. So long as... So 2 should be fine even for... Well, 10 cavalry, actually. Sale of public offices. One of the most important tools of a monarch was control over... Ah! Tribal succession crisis secured. Thus, pretender to my throne is guild order has been resolved. Rule by the sword or die by it. That solves a lot of my issues. Okay, I've lost the weaker conquest cost ability, tribal conquest cost ability, and got a stronger one. Force vassalage. Okay, so that's no longer an issue. That's excellent. Tribal unity is now maxed out. and most of the unrest will now disappear. If not all of it, in fact, it's basically all of it. Excellent. The rebel factions should go away, and power, and well, not power, but my position has been restored, so I actually don't want the ruler to die at all now. I want to keep him along for as long as possible. He ain't perfect, but he's excellent, especially military-wise. I don't really need diplomatic stuff anyway, it's mainly ships. And trade range, which is now not particularly useful. Okay, it's a bit warmer now, so I can go ahead, go in, subjugate them. I also need to hope that the negatives will go away at some point. Historical rival. Oh, that could cause issues. Oh well, subjugation. Or I could just conquer them all. No, conquering them all in one fell swoop is going to be causing havoc. I can barely keep control of this territory over here. Trying to control stuff all the way over here is just... no. And taking this stuff will allow me to just walk through here instead of... But still, subjugation would have the same. Sorry, subjugation would have the same effect. Let's go. Full swing. I only need partial support, especially since they're already not doing as good. Probably should have promised to loot, but on the other hand, I don't need more horde unity. Build pyramids from their skulls. Wow. They deserve it. Because they're my rivals, that's all. Yeah, male 6 hordes are a bit hardcore, aren't they? Let's kick them. Blast them to shreds. And they got a crossing penalty as well. Nice. Wasn't all of them, but it was enough to be a serious reduction to their combat capability. Okay, once again, as before, quickly occupy the easy ones to occupy, since those also have to be the forest. Or, of course, I could just immediately turn them into a union right now. Can't ask for warmest, I ask for cash. Straight. There we go. Alright, gotta turn Yuan into a rival again. I need to stop spying on them. My ruler is young, so he shouldn't die anytime soon. It's a good amount of cash. They have only 51%. Historical rivals is plus 10%, the opinion is plus 60%. The horde actually lowers it by a lot. That actually makes it easy, relatively speaking. Alright. Let's just fabricate a claim on this province, because why not? Let me start putting a spine over here. So I do need to fight them if I want to be able to reach Ming. Of course, I have no idea if fighting them will bring Ming in, because it doesn't say so, but they might. Anyway. So, I've managed to have another tribal succession crisis, but fixed that before it became a major issue. Oh, after it became a major issue. So it's no longer a problem. 536 and 28, which is excellent. In fact, it'll allow me to use the subjugation Picasso spell on Transoxiana again. Their liberty desire is actually really low because, well, they're a horde, which helps. So it's not really a problem. They're going to stick with me, at least as long as the ruler stays alive. Which I don't know how long that will be. Isn't that great? I have to get relations positive in order for the union to be maintained. That is not easy though if you look at that, say, negative 152 for forcing them into a union twice. Plus 2.4 yearly. All those covert actions, which would take about 12 years to disappear. Same with, well, the declared war will take about 20 years, and the was-it war will take 10. Aggressive expansion will be gone, wow, about 7 years? 6, 7 years? Historical rebel and claim won't really disappear anytime soon, though. Although, same dynasty, plus 15, same religion, plus 25. Yay. Oh, huh. I just need to make sure that they stay under control by not dying too early. Or having the ruler die too early. So, along with worldly events, Yuan's now a military commission of Ming. Oh, they've fully converted to Confucian as well. Also, Goryeo won against, I think it was Shen? Well, if it wasn't Shen before, it was the same country in their previous name. And reformed themselves to Han, as a claimant for the Mandate of Heaven, I guess. Although they haven't really formed themselves that way. The White Horde is still around. They've actually managed to ally themselves to the Ottomans and the Mamluks. How long that will last, I don't know. Faraz also seems to be doing excellently at the moment. Although I do believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I think when their ruler dies, they split into a myriad of little states. Can't wait for that. Oh, and Yuan has been losing provinces to separatist rebels. They actually lost these 3. These 2 went to me, and this one went to Kant for some reason. I'm gonna have to deal with that. Because it's the only way for me to have a border with Ming, especially since they're a tributary state of Ming. But as I said, I have no idea if I can declare war on them without attracting Ming's attention. I don't know. It's just something I'm going to have to deal with later. At least the stability issues that I've been having are now completely gone for the moment. Anyway, I'll see you again next time. Until then, bye.